I'm here today to talk to you about my GoPro setup for weddings, my BTS. Here it is. GoPro Black 13 I have the 2.0 lens, so there's a new ultra wide lens. I'm still using 2.0. If you want to go ultra wide, that's fine. And basically what this allows you to do is get a wider field of view, but also horizon lock. And what that means is that whenever I'm taking pictures this way, we'll do a little demonstration here. I'm taking pictures at a wedding day, la 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 la, and then I am switching. Is there a lens cap on there? Step 1, take your lens cap off. Step 2, film magic. And as I tilt, so you can see that the frame stays exactly the same, and my camera kind of goes up on the side of the frame, which is really nice. So regardless of what you're doing, which way you go, oh, almost lost our hats. So regardless of where your camera goes, you will maintain a perfect horizon, which is really cool. Now, when I came up with this entire setup, the idea was so that you could see my settings right here. And then I shot Sony for a couple of years and there was no settings, it was just a stupid dial. So now settings are back, and with the Z6 III specifically, the older Z6 series cameras, there was a bit of flicker, so the refresh on this was not so good. Whatever they've done in the Z6 III, it seems to keep my settings there, which is really nice. So I like that for educational purposes on YouTube. You might not need that, and if you don't need that, I would recommend almost doing kind of like a center perspective right there. I like that a lot. If you have this side screen, it's very easy to still use your camera properly and also film from more of a centered perspective. Off to the side also works, but it might just look a little bit weird. Now, things that I do inside the GoPro, I set this to what we would call an open gate. So it's just a bigger box. It's almost square, but not quite. And that means that I'm able to crop vertical from this as well as horizontal. And I can also shift the frame a bit because I'm not really paying too much attention to this during a wedding day. So sometimes it might get tilted down, sometimes it might get tilted up. And I'm able to move the frame just a little bit and maintain 4K quality. So I bring 3 GoPro batteries to the wedding day. The GoPro 13 has the new black battery, and I bring 3 of them to a wedding day. And I feel like I maybe get through 2. I am consistently rolling for most of the shooting of the day.
So like entire day?
Entire day, like 2 or 3 batteries, that's it. I also do bring a cell phone charger with me, USB-C, so if I do need to charge it on that, I can, or my camera or my phone. So that is kind of the backup. But yeah, 2-3 batteries. The batteries are now really, I don't know, what is it, good? The batteries now are quite good. I think the battery tech was bad, and then they released the white batteries, which were meant for winter conditions, but actually worked really well in non-winter conditions and gave you more battery power. And now with this battery here, I am very, very happy with it. I do set the screen to disappear and to go black after a couple of seconds, so that I set that to minimum. So as you can see, well, I'm not recording, but that's what my screen looks like most of the day. I also turn off the front-facing screen, and I turn off the light on the front as well. So I have a little LED on the back here that'll blink. It'll blink red, so I know that I am recording. And I launched the GoPro by just using this top button. So the GoPro is off, I hit this button here, it turns on, it launches into the video settings, it takes a couple of seconds. And now we're recording. And then after a minute, this screen will go off and it'll just be black, but this LED up here that's blinking will remain. You can season to taste what view you want. So you can do an ultra wide view. If you have this lens, you can get crazy wide. You can get wide to the point that you can probably see buttons down here. I set it to wide regular. You can also set it to linear as well. I think linear is a better perspective. You're not that fisheye perspective behind. For educational stuff that I do here on YouTube, I'm pretty happy with it. But if you're doing this for client facing work, linear might be a better option for you. For GoPro setup, so I am using 4:3 aspect ratio with resolution 4K, frame rate 30. You can also do 24. You're not gonna save a lot of data space, but I feel like you might get more battery. For the lens, I am using wide, but linear will also work. And then for horizon lock, I will do a locked. So wide, locked. And then I do enable ProTune, which allows you to have different settings. So I just do an 8-bit bit depth, bit rate standard. And then one thing that I do change is I put sharpness to medium. So I think it comes default to high. You can even go to low if you want. You can also shoot this as a flat profile if you want, so that you're just able to do whatever you want with the grade. I am happy with the GoPro color as it is. I use the natural option. So you have a few options. You have a flat profile, which is kind of that log format. Everything's a bit gray. Natural or vibrant. I'm happy with natural. If you're on an older GoPro, the GoPro color might be a little bit crazy, so I would recommend maybe shooting that on log and grading it yourself. For this, I'm happy enough with the way that it comes out of the camera. Now, let's talk about the physical thing that connects to the camera. I'm gonna put links to these down below. This is just a simple flash bracket right here. Anyone will do, but this is maybe the best one I found. It has different mounting points, so depending on which camera you're using, you're able to mount it at different spots. I've unfortunately gaff taped this one because the screw on the Z6 III is a little bit too long, so it doesn't quite get tight, but if you add a little bit of gaff tape, or you just add something else to the metal to stop it from rotating like that. If you're on Sony or Canon or Fuji, I had no problems. It's Nikon only thing right now. Or you can just get a different one of these. Magic's problem solved. So get a different one of these and it should work. Next piece is this little small rig L connector here. And if you are using a GoPro 13 or a 12, you actually don't need this next piece. This is a little plastic adapter that goes from the tripod hole on the small rig and connects it to the GoPro. But with the GoPro 13, I'll show you a special trick that I don't think I knew. So this is the typical way that a GoPro would connect anything. But with the GoPro 13, I think the 12 as well, there's just a tripod hole on the bottom there. So you don't need that piece. You can just connect it straight to that small rig piece. I like this because it just gives me a little bit more control over exactly how I tilt it, but that piece is now optional if you do have one of the newer GoPros. Magic has asked an important question. What do you do with all this footage and what kind of footage do you shoot through the day? So I will pretty much roll on this all day. Anytime I'm actively taking pictures, I'm gonna be rolling on it. I'm also pretty aware of what other B-roll I need. So whether I'm doing some video clips in here, I'm always shooting hybrid photo video weddings for the most part. So I'll always have some video clips to also use as B-roll. And this is maybe more specific to me doing educational content on YouTube. You might not need those B-roll pieces depending on what you're creating. I would say that while you are watching this on YouTube and you've probably seen some behind the scenes stuff that I've done, I wouldn't recommend, unless you really want to get into the YouTube space, I wouldn't recommend building videos the way that I do it here. If you're building something for clients and something that is just going to book you more work, I would recommend getting some nice B-roll shots to show off the venue as well as complement your photos, and also the behind the scenes of this as well. And what that would look like is that rather than doing a voiceover talking about camera gear and technology, you'd be talking more about what goes into a great wedding day, why your clients chose you, what you like about that specific wedding venue, and other tips for them to position you as an expert in the industry. Now, when it comes to editing, I will pretty much, at least for the YouTube videos that I do here, I'll pretty much go through and I'll pick out maybe 70 photos that I think that would encapsulate the story of the day. And then I'll go through and I'll find the clips that align with that. So I'm not going through every single clip that I shot on the wedding day, that if there's something that I didn't use a photo from that specific part of getting ready, I'm just gonna skip over that clip and go to the next one. There's a lot of pockets out there. You can do it with a pocket. The Osmo Pocket 3 is amazing. I like this because it's simple, the battery life is good, and also I guess the fact that it horizon locks like that. With the gimbal thing, I feel like it's not the ideal for me. There are lots of different action cameras that are options now, and I haven't tried them all, but I would suspect if you're watching reviews and it's a good one, that you're going to be pretty happy with it. I forgot to talk about this, but 360 cameras are also great. The struggle for me as somebody that makes a lot of video content is the workflow. So 360 cameras will basically get you everything. You'll have yourself in the frame if you want, and also the couple, and also anyone on the left or right, and it's great. The negative is that for the workflow, you have to bring everything into Insta360 Studio, you have to keyframe everything, you have to watch all the footage again pretty much in real time. You have to export from there, and then you have to go into your editing software and actually do the edit. If you're just doing it for social media, maybe it's very easy to make a quick little clip in Insta360 on the app. But for me doing longer form videos, 360 cameras just add another step that's a very, very long time. There it is, behind the scenes setup, GoPro 13 Black with all the things you can find in the description down below. I feel like it also gives you a handle. It's nice. You don't think that this is ergonomic and that's gonna be in your way all day, but you see me walking around a wedding, this is how I do it. Thanks to Magic for filming this. I'll see you again next time.